You are now in tune with broadband bullies. Let's go. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Just the cookies. Sorry. Just the Adderall and coffee then cooked in. Do you hear me in the back? Listen. You see the screen? Now I would say, hey, listen here. I know my integrity is in question. I'm not a very honest man. A lot of my wife, a lot of my children, a lot of my subscribers, I borrow money and I don't pay it back. But listen, love a joker for his honesty, right? What you see right here is the Avengers, and he said, what potential game of the year? Am I going too far? Am I capping and cooning? Listen, is that Big Cat? Oh. Huh? I'm capping? Capping?
Who this on that land?
Oh! Listen, hear me out. I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. Those of you that have been here for a while, you know my brother Noah. You know Noah, right? For those who may be new here to this channel, subscribe. You get to meet Noah. If you know Noah, out of all of the broadband bullies, Noah plays more games than any of us. He plays everything, right? Everything's the game of the year to Noah. I've barely heard Noah say it's the game that he doesn't like. He's been hitting my phone about 2 in the morning. When did the beta come out? Friday, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Yo, you gotta try this beta. Got this cool. Try this beta. And when I first saw the footage, I wasn't impressed. Things, all right? Because initially I was excited when they said Crystal Dynamics was doing the Avengers game. I like Crystal Dynamics as a developer. That's that does Rise of the Tomb. They did the Rise of the Tomb Raider, not the last one, but the Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's Crystal Dynamics. Their graphics are crazy. So, I was excited. And it didn't have anything to do with a movie. Because normally when you get these superhero games, and or Marvel or DC game, and it's a tie into a movie, they're trash. You know what I mean? That's why the Arkham, series, even though it's based on the comic book, it was so great. And I said this numerous times on this channel. When it came to superhero games, the Batman Arkham series set the standards, right? Then Spider-Man came along. And you know what? It passed the baton to Spider-Man. Because, yes, we had the Atmos at Batman Arkham Knight for the Xbox One and the PS4. We got the car, was cool. But it wasn't until we got the Spider-Man, and I did a video comparing it, and looking at the combos and the way you convert it was very stiff. Which is sure, it's a newer game, newer tech shit. What's going on, right? So I've also said numerous times on this channel, when it comes to superhero games, Spider-Man has set the bar, right? Now we got a new one, Suicide Squad, is going to come out whenever Rocksteady finishes that, so maybe that may surpass them all, but we cross that bridge when it comes, right? So when they first showed the game, they looked good. We had that one scene when Hulk was fighting a yellow robot, smashing him in his chest, right? Didn't break up. It looked very cheesy. It looked like the Marvel Legos game or something, the Marvel line looked bad, man. I'm like, all right, I'm not buying this shit, right? Because it also too comes out September. The next generation consoles will be out in November, right? So I can, I'm not really pressed, right? It is what it is. Sarah, right? Not really pressed. I'm with this one. When the new generation winds down, I stop buying games. I'm getting ready for the new stuff. That's time. I didn't even get Grand Theft Auto 5 for the 360. Remember that in the PS3? Remember that came out in, I believe it was October of 2013, and the next generation consoles came out in November 2014. I started already saving my money. I didn't even get the Last of Us. I started already. The last game I bought for the previous generation was God of War Ascension, and I ended up getting NBA 2K, I think 13, because I had a league. But I stopped buying games. I didn't get Beyond Two Souls, none of that stuff. That came at the tail end. But I'm getting off track here, right? So I wasn't expecting much of the game. So what? I'm streaming on Twitch. Put it in. My God. I got the plan is here. Like I said, the one thing that turned me off, like I said, they didn't have, at first when they, pause it right here. One of the things I didn't like, right? I'm gonna be honest, when they first, so they didn't have the the real life counterparts, like Robert Downey Jr. And I've been looking at these guys as being in Avengers for the last 10 years, you know what I mean? So I was a little turned off about that, right? And then in the game, we had that off-camera game. It looked very cheesy. Then they released some other game update, and it was the Hulk fighting some yellow robot, and he smashing him in the chest. The thing ain't breaking. I'm saying, oh, man, shit trash. I ain't getting this shit here. But I got this streaming, right? These combos. And I had one question. I did some research. I said, why? I said, Thor has his hammer, and he's hitting these human beings. Why he's not knocking him to Pluto or something, right? But they come to find out they got some type of armor and stuff from vibranium, like the Black Panther or something like that, that fell from the sky. They got, and that's what they're able to sustain more damage. All right, cool. I understand. You know what I mean? You gotta give the game some level of difficulty, right? But I was like, oh man, this is crazy, right? So I'm doing the combos. I'm throwing. I was like I said, well, really quick. When I threw the hammer right there, right? You see, throwing the hammer, right? Throw the hammer, right? Like on God of War. When you throw the axe, I threw the hammer, right? And I did this. I was like, oh, this shit, all right. You know what I mean? All right, cool. I like a cool little beat 'em up. I said, all right, it's cool, right? Wind it up and threw it and stuck in them and then snatched it back. I was like, so boom. I said, let me fast forward this thing right here a little bit, right? Then I got to be the part where I was the Iron Man, which was cool. I'm like, all right. Still not thinking much, right? Let me back a little bit, right? Iron Man, right? You know, that was all right. You know, cool. That was all right. But like I said, when they got to this part right here with the Hulk, right, maybe right here. So I said, right, so but right here. So I'm interested. I'm interested, right? It came when I said this part right here, right? And this is like from one of the movies that I forgot what Avengers that was, the name of it, right? Sorry, I'm not the biggest Marvel comic book guy, right? When he was in the plane with Black Widow, right? And they got the little geek. I wasn't really paying no attention. I think it's like a little cut scene. You know what I mean? Nothing more, nothing yet, right? Now, this part, I think they're on the Golden State Bridge, in, in San Francisco or something, whatever bridge this is, right? So, who was the little puny white guy? Who was that? Jesus Christ? Who the hell is this? Noah? Moses? Who the hell is this guy right here? And I land. Boom. Bro, I was like a kid in a goddamn candy store. I was like a kid in the goddamn candy store. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was a kid in a goddamn candy store. I'm like, doom, and smash. And it was this, let me tell you what sold it to me, right? I ain't gonna lie, right? I'm sorry, I'm gonna get back to the video, right? It was the part when he traversed through on the bridge, and he was on one side of the truck, he had to jump the other when it came down. Boom, I said, oh, shit. Now I'm gonna talk about, listen, I will say one gripe about the thing. I can tell that this game right here was pushing these current gen consoles, and I played it on the PS4 Pro. I am going to play it on the Xbox One X this Friday also. If you have a Verizon too, they're giving away free codes. But it was frame rate issues. I mean, I did run into some frame rate issues. You know what I mean? On the multiplayer part, and again, even with the multiplayer, I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. We at the boss battle was like 35 minutes. You know what I mean? Crazy. Like this shit was crazy, man. I was like, oh my God, I did not see it. They did a fantastic job, right? So, anyway, jump in. Let me get rid of So, anyway, right? I said Spider-Man set the pinnacle. Don't shoot the messages. Marvel, the Avengers game, has surpassed Spider-Man. In my opinion. Can I have my own opinion? I think Spider-Man, the fight, the swinging mechanics was nice. The boss battles, the graphic was crazy. But then you came on these side missions. Me sneaking around, this very skinny white woman sneaking in and out the museums and pictures. That shit was trash. Even the part when he went to the party and you with the rhino, that shit was trash. Even the part where being Miles Morales black or he's Dominican. I know black. Dominican. I know black. Dominican, whatever the hell he is, right? Miles Morales. That shit was trash. The Spider-Man, listen, Insomniac, if you're gonna watch this dog shit video, please, we don't need those little small side missions in Spider-Man. If you guys never played Spider-Man, some of you guys may have did or may have not. A lot of you may have played The Last of Us 2. Imagine The Last of Us 2, you go through all these big boss fights and shit, this, that, and the other, all this action shooting around, and you got back and you have these what do you call it? Those flashbacks. Slows the goddamn game down. Like those side missions added nothing to the goddamn game. Even the other stuff to add equipment, chasing pigeons, that shit was trash. Now listen, maybe this game may have it also, But it wasn't in the goddamn demo. But then it came to the multiplayer. Now listen, if Square Enix handles this right here, we have looter shooters and stuff like that. We don't have a beat 'em up shooter like looter. We don't. They may pull up when Anthem didn't pull up, and it all depends on the content and stuff they be able to add to it. Like I said, we was on a boss because that has an RPG element to it. You can level your stuff up and move and stuff. We was fighting this boss for like 35 minutes, man. And it's and again, one thing about Square Enix, I will say, but Square Enix is the publisher, Crystal Dynamics is the actual developer. You don't know Square Enix owns Crystal Dynamics, right? But I have to say the difference. They take forever to put their stuff out. It's usually good when it comes out, but they take their time. With a game like this, for it to stay out and and keeping it fresh and continuously add content to it. Now I know Sony has the exclusive Spider-Man character. I don't know if it's throughout the race. I don't know if it's a year long or maybe forever. But you have other Avengers. If it's a Wolverine Avenger, Microsoft. Hey, why do you go off one of the other Avengers? Like, if you know that Sony was getting Spider-Man, what about Captain Marvel or Vision or somebody having your own standalone character in this Avengers game? But that's another story for another day, right? And the game can keep growing and stuff like that. But I was thoroughly impressed. I was not expecting this right here. It caught me off guard like Road Company. Now I'm gonna go back to my original statement. Now I'm gonna stand by this. Avengers, and like I said, I play. I'm streaming it. I have, if you stream, if you guys know anything about streaming, you use a capture card. You're not gonna, even though I have a CX, a OLED of CX and a C9, it's not gonna look as good as you playing. Even though I have a AVR Media, the 4K HDR card, so I don't lose anything, but it's still not as good as them. The grain looks crazy graphically. Now, I was playing it on my PS4 Pro, a little loud, but I will be playing it on my Xbox One X again this Friday. The game is cracked. The game is fire. So I know a lot of you guys are sitting on the fence. You don't know if you're gonna get it, or just try the beta. Just pre-order it on the Xbox, or they give you a code. I know, like I said, if you have a Verizon ship, Verizon's giving away the free game. If you get the golden ticket, you know what I mean? This game is fun. Just fun. I felt like a kid in the candy store. That's all I can say, man. Now, I know that Rocksteady is working on the Suicide Squad. I was supposed to do a video about that, but things should happen. Shit happens, right? And again, and it should. Because Rocksteady does good stuff. When that comes out in about 3 years from now, 2.5 years from now, it should be better than this here. This is how it should go. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, combat and how they nailed it and stuff, not even getting to the story, because I ain't gonna lie. Even when I watch superhero movies, I don't watch them for the story. I watch them for the action. This can have a trash ass story. I write this shit for the action, the combo, and the graphics. I'm a very shallow man. Listen, what am my camera? Let me find my camera. I would take beauty before brains any day. I'm shallow Hal. You know what I mean? Maybe the story might be trash. I don't care about none of that. The graphics are great. They can get and again, this will upgrade to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. There was some frame rate issues. I can tell this is really pushing these current gen consoles to their knees. Looks great, you know what I mean? And again, you have the whole beat 'em up looter aspect of it, which I wasn't really expecting. The whole RPG element and how they support the game after launch. Man, this can be around for a while. But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720. If you played the demo, right? Let me know what you think. You know what? Next Gen, you done lost your mind. You out there bugging out. You out there capping.
Who this nigga on that name?
So I'm out there capping and listen, but be honest. But to me, I like it better than Spider-Man. Now, Game of the Year, yeah, I'm not motherfucker, because I wouldn't put it above The Last of Us 2 or Ghost of Tsushima. You know what I mean? Which I'm still playing. So much shit to play. Road Company got me right now. But this is crazy though, man. Great game. This is your boy Next December 20. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section below. I'm out of here.